So in last session we discussed with the options in the queue manager creation, right? So we discussed about the -q option. So one more option is called it as a -sa start automatic option. Start automatic option. This option is available only Windows. Other operating system it won't available. Only Windows. Okay. By default it is -sa option while creation of the queue manager. So we can use this option only Windows. In other operating systems, this in default functionality is not available. So what is this SA option? For example, I am creating a queue manager using -sa option, and my queue manager name is the test. Okay. Then I started my queue manager using strmtm test is a command. Now the queue manager is showing it is running. Once it has been started, so it is showing it is running. Then if I restart my queue manager, if I restart my system or reboot my system, or unfortunately my system has been rebooted, so what will happen is after reboot the queue manager test will be started along with the Windows service. The queue manager test will be started whenever the system has been rebooted, means restarted. The queue manager test also comes into the running state, because along with Windows service the queue manager is running. See here, just now I started my system. All these queue manager status it is showing ended immediately. There is no queue manager is running. Okay, why? Because all the while creation of this queue manager I am not using -sa option. If I am using -sa option, what will happen? So these queue managers will be running whenever I restarted my system. Okay. So remember this option is available only in Windows. For example, all these queue managers in Windows while I am creating, I am not used -sa option. I am not used -sa option. Okay. I am not used -sa option. So means we have to start manually after Windows has been started. Means our machine has been started successfully, we have to start manually. So if I want to make it as a automatic, we have an option. For example, while creation of the queue manager, if we are not using -sa option, so after that also we have an option to change this starting of the queue manager mode into the automatic mode. By default it is in the, if we are if haven't mentioned this -sa option, so it is into the manual mode. So if we are using this if you want to change that manual to automatic, we have a control command. Using that control command you can change the queue manager starting option. You can change the queue manager starting option. You can change the queue manager starting option. Just 1 minute. So while creation of the queue manager, if we are not using -s option, we have a control command. So using control command, we can change it into the automatic mode. So here I'm using CRT-MQM-SA TEST test. So it has been created. So I am started this one. Okay, I'm not checking now, because if I am checking, what will happen? I have to restart my system. So our meeting will be disconnected. Okay, so tomorrow in next session I am starting my mission, right? That time we can check it. Okay, so I am creating one more queue manager, for example TEST test one. Okay, so for this queue manager, I am created one more queue manager test one, but for this, while creation of this queue manager, okay, I am not using -sa option. So what it means? So if I restart my system now, okay, so what will happen? The queue manager test will be started along with Windows service. Test one won't be started. Okay, test one won't be started. Okay, so if I want to change that, AMQM die. This is the control command. This is the control command. This control command is okay. So we can, using this control command, we can start the queue manager also. Okay, so AMQM die auto, then queue manager name test one, means now the queue manager test one successfully set to automatic mode. Okay, for example, okay, I want to change it as a manual. Okay, manual. So we created the test queue manager using -sa option, right? So if I press enter, so this has been changed into the manual mode. If I restart my system, what will happen now? Test one queue manager will be started along with the Windows service, but test is not started. Why? Because initially test is the automatic mode, but now I'm changing it into the manual mode. Okay, so here if I check now DSPMQ, so here test and test queue manager is running. So if I want to stop my queue manager, what is the command I am using? Endmqm command I am using, -I immediate option I am using, or endmqm and the queue manager name I am given, right? So this is widely day to day. If we want to stop the queue manager, endmqm command only we are using. Okay, so amqm den command also we can use. This is a control command, but this control command is available also only Windows. Okay, so amqm den end queue manager name test. Okay, press enter. Okay, so it will be stop. Now if I want to say DSPMQ -m TEST test, press enter. See here ended normally. In the same way, AMQM then start queue manager name test. So it has been started. Okay, so these are the ways also in Windows you can start. Okay, so this is about the -sa option and the AMPM. So if you want to start manually, if I want to change the starting of the queue manager mode, start to automatic to manual, manual to automatic, so we can use this AMPM command. Okay, so After creation of the, so we know how to create the queue manager, how to start the queue manager, how to stop the queue manager. So after creation of the queue manager, then what we have to do is we have to configure the, so configuration of the, then configuration of queue manager, configuration of queue manager objects. Okay, when it comes into the, so we created the queue manager, then we are going to configure the queue manager objects. Then it comes into the queue manager objects configuration. The very first one is the queue. So what is a queue here? Queue is a like data set. It is a storage place. Basically we are calling it as a data set. Okay, it is a storage place. So it follows first in first out mechanism. So in WebSphere MQ or IBM MQ, we have various types of queues. Okay, so one is local queue, the second one is the alias queue, the second one is the alias queue, the third one is the model queue, the third one is the model queue, the fourth one is the remote, the fourth one is the remote queue definition. The fourth one is the remote queue definition. Here there are four types of queues are there. Okay, so there are four types of queues are there. So here what we discuss, only queue is the storage, queue is the storage place we discuss, but only local queue can store messages. Alias queue, model queue and remote queue can't store any messages. Okay, so only local queue, only local queue can store messages, store messages. Okay, application can write message, can write messages as well as read messages from local queue. Application can write messages as well as read messages from local queue. In local queue we have other types also, other types of queues. Okay, based upon the functionality, IBM has segregated local queues. Okay, other few other types of queues. One is axiomatic queue. This queue called it as a transmission queue. Transmission queue. This is used in the intercommunication. This is used in the intercommunication. Intercommunication means between two queue managers the communication is happening. Intercommunication means between the two queue managers the communication is happening. Okay, then initiation queue. These are also local queues. Okay, this is used for the triggering mechanism. This is used for the triggering mechanism. Okay, this initiation queue, this is used for the triggering mechanism. Okay, then another very important is, okay, another very important is, this is very important, dead letter queue. So we discussed yesterday dead letter queue, about the dead letter queue. Okay, so while creation of the queue manager we discussed it, right? We have an option to assign a dead letter queue. Hyphen u specifies the While creation of the queue manager icon, you specify the dead letter queue. Okay, so dead letter queue. These are the other types. Okay, so when it comes into the alias queue can't store any messages. It can't store messages. Means storage place is not available. So it is used for hiding actual destination. Okay, and also we have option to change the destination. We have an option to change the destination queue. Okay, so the next one is the model queue. So this is just a template. This is the just a template. Okay, model queue is a template. It model queue also doesn't have any storage mechanism. It can't store messages. Okay, so this template, model queue is the template, right? This template is used for dynamic queues creation. It is used for the dynamic queues creation. Okay, so dynamic queues also local queues. Dynamic queues also local queues. In dynamic we have two types: temporary dynamic. The second one is the permanent dynamic. We have two types in temporary dynamic, and the first one is the default is the temporary dynamic, and we have one more option called it as a permanent dynamic. Okay, so the next one is the remote queue definition. Remote queue also, it can't store any messages. It can't store messages. Okay, it is a here just defining structure of defining the structure of local queue. So the local queue is resided with remote. The local queue is resided with remote queue manager. The local queue is resided with the remote queue manager. Okay, so here we have local queue is the one exercise. So then we have one exercise for the intercommunication for triggering mechanism. Here we have two exercises, and the dead letter queue we have one exercise. Okay, so in local queuing totally we are having 5 exercises. Okay, in triggering we have two, remaining 3. Okay, 5 exercises. Alias queue is one exercise, then model queue is one exercise 7, and this remote queue definition is one exercise. Okay, so all these exercises, if you are familiar, So then we have a client and linear logging mechanism. Okay, and you know the MQA calls, you get the 60% of the MQ knowledge. Okay, so first all these 8 are very important and also very easy also. Okay, it is very important, and also all these are the very easy also. Okay, so okay, so first we are working with local queue, then we are working with alias queue, then we are working with model queue, then we are working with remote queue definition. So whenever we are working with remote queue definition, this axiomatic queue, transmission queue comes into the picture. Okay, after that we are working with triggering mechanism as well as data letter queue. Okay, so all these are the very important. After creation of the queue manager, when it comes into the queue manager object configuration, so we are start working with. Okay, we are start working with. Okay, with so queue manager objects means first we are working with queues. Okay, whenever we are coming into the this remote queue definition, then we are start working with channels also. We are start working with channels.